Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your very first time here, this is the Diary of Unotando, and if you are returning, welcome back. So please make sure guys that you are subscribed to my channel and turn on your post notifications so that you are always updated whenever I upload a new video. So guys, this is part 2 of my diary, and for those of you that may have watched part 1, I did mention that in part 2 I was going to be bringing you guys a story time. So in today's part 2, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be telling you guys a story. So please make sure that you are subscribed once again, turn on your post notifications, and if you do like the story, please give this video a big thumbs up. Alright guys, without any further ado, let's hop right into the story. Okay guys, so the story for today is basically how I relocated to Durban. So for those of you guys that have watched part 1 of my diary, I did mention in part 1 that I was born a Showe and I was bred in Pietermaritzburg. However, at the current moment, I did relocate to Durban because that is where I am currently situated with work. So I'm just going to be divulging into how I ended up relocating to Durban and how I ended up actually coming here and settling down here. Okay, so I do apologize for the noise guys. If you do hear some noise, there are some children playing outside, so I do apologize for that. And in the story time, I'm having some juice. I'm not drinking today, I'm just having some juice, nothing hectic. Okay guys, so let's start. So the story begins in 2019. So in 2019, I had just gotten out of a very shitty divorce. For those of you guys that might know me or do know that I was married, I will also be doing another segment and another video about my marriage and my marriage life, so please make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out. Okay guys, so I was basically in a long-term marriage and the marriage just got toxic. So okay guys, I decided to okay, we both decided that we're going to divorce and we're going to separate, and because of that I had to move back home. So I moved back home and I settled down for a couple of months. Obviously I wasn't working because I just come out of a marriage, and my husband was my ex-husband now was doing everything at that time. So I decided to go back home and just start to find my feet, look for a job and just take it from there and see what happens. So okay guys, I moved back home and I settled in pretty fine. And then one day I decided, you know, I would like to take a walk and I want to go to the shop. I think airtime. So then I go to the shop, okay guys. As I'm walking into the shop, I see this guy that's standing outside the shop, with his brothers. So obviously I am single, you know. I just gotten out of a very rocky marriage, a long-term marriage. So I was happy, you know. I'm happy to find myself again, and that freedom. You're okay, you're right, imagine be single, be happy, you know. I can do whatever I want to do. So as I'm walking into the shop, I see this guy and I'm like, okay, but and then I walk into the shop. Kandinai apparently we are born, and then he follows me. And as I walk around the aisle, I'm picking up some snacks. At the counter. At the counter, so he decides to basically like throw me up. I see piece. And then with attitude, I just look at him and I'm like, excuse me, you are the one that is supposed to be buying bubblegum for me, not the other way around. And then I pay for my snacks. And then he says, I'll tell you what, I will buy you bubblegum if you promise to give me your number. So I was like, This fine guy all of a sudden now wants my number. Okay, good guys. So I end up agreeing, and actually, he was the first guy that actually made me smile. You know, that actually made me laugh. I will be honest with you. He wasn't my type because I have a type. I like dark guys. You know, tall, dark, and handsome, and chocolate. But he was the complete opposite. But what really intrigued me about him and what really interested me in him is the fact that he was confident. So yabona ke guys, when it comes to a guy approaching me, you know, let's leave out the looks and everything, but one particular thing that I do look out for if you're going to approach me, you need to be confident. Okay. The guy was confident to the T. Confident. He had every single letter of the word confident involved. So that interested me. Okay, guy, he's so confident. We are on the phone. Okay, guys, and then fast forward here, we exchange numbers, and then we start talking with the guy. So then he offers to take me out on a date. So at that particular moment in time, I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was single as fuck. So I was bored, you know. I was bored, and I was interested in knowing this guy, you know, this guy that was so confident. So we started talking with the guy, and he offered to take me out on a date so we can get to know each other better. I get guys, I actually had 2 dates that night. I had a date with my best friend and her husband. She was gonna come and pick me up, and we were gonna do something that night, that evening. And then now this guy comes along. So I'm weighing my odds here. I'm like, okay, with my friend, she's gonna be there with her husband. So chances are I might pretty much be the third one out. With this one, it's just gonna be me and him, you know, and I want to get to know the guy. Anyway, so I decide to cancel on my friend to go on a date with this guy. Okay, guys, so he tells me he's gonna give me an hour to get ready, and yes, I was on land. So then I freshen up, I bath, I get ready, he comes and picks me up, and we go out. So okay guys, this guy, he stays like on the next block from my house. So I was married, living somewhere else. So I didn't know who and who moved into the section, and who was new, and who and what was what. Okay, so apparently when we're talking, he tells me he's gonna come and pick me up. I should get ready in an hour. So he stayed, like, basically my house was down the road and his house was up the road. So okay guys, he comes and he fetches me. So okay, we go out. Boy, did we have fun that night. Hey, buffet, we had so much of fun with the guy. I think we basically probably went to 4 or 5 clubs that night. We were just club hopping the whole of the city. So okay, we go out, we eat, we have some drinks, we party, you know, we're talking, we're bonding, we're getting to know each other. So who does he stay with? And yeah, he was living with his siblings. It was his older sister and his younger sister and 2 younger brothers. The parents, and they were down in the city working. So we're having drinks, and I'm telling him about my life. I'm telling him I've just come out of a rocky marriage, and we're having a good time. So okay guys, okay, we're fine. And then we decide at 4 o'clock in the morning, we want to go and sleep. So the initial agreement was the fact that he's gonna drop me off at my place and then go to his place, because it's literally like down the road. you guy angishintshele, and was like, you don't want to wake your mom up, why don't you crash at my place, and then mangabe seku-right, maybe at about 9 or 10 o'clock I can give you a walk to your house, you know, and it's late anyway, you know, you don't want to wake your mom. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine. So then we go to his place, okay, the place that he shares with his siblings. Guys, it is like 4 o'clock in the morning. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. We are drunk, we are loud, we are making noise. You must know the first thing that we did was go into the shower, and you must know people are sleeping in the house. We are screaming, we are laughing, we are giggling. It was a mess, guys. But anyway, guys, so I ended up spending the night there, Kubo, and I must say, guys, the sex was good. Oh, guys, the sex was amazing. This guy had this fetish, you know, of going down there, and before he even goes down there, he will work each and every curve of my body. He will take his time. He will take his sweet time, and he will give me multiple and multiple orgasms before we even do anything. So fast forward, I spent the night, and we ended up dating with the guy. So you know, I really like the guy, you know, apart from the fact that his sex game was on, but you know, I really like the guy, you know. So we ended up dating, and then the drama starts. And you see, we live like a block away from each other. So I live down the road and he lives up the road. So his sister, his older sister, because we would normally visit each other, like I would go to his house and he would come to my house. So then over time I could see there was tension in the house, and then I asked him, is everything okay? You know, then I told guy, things are not okay at home. His sister is just having a little bit of you know, issue with me coming there all the time. You know, she thinks that we're spending too much of time together, and I'm not focusing, and I'm not focusing on work, and I'm not the guy that I was. Okay, so we're going to give this guy a name. So we're going to call him Umo Guy. Okay, so Umo Guy, he tells me his sister with me coming over there, and that she thinks that I should stop coming. She thinks I should stop coming there. I get okay. Then I was like, I was fine with everything. I was chilled. Drama anyway, you know. So I was like, okay, it's fine. So from now on, Shutimina, I'm not gonna come to your house anymore. You're gonna come to my house. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a call. As you know that I am filming with my phone. Okay, guys. So okay, guy decides to get my job. Okay, I'm not gonna go to his house anymore. He's now going to come to my house. So then that's what we do. He starts visiting me. So then she starts having a problem with that now. Okay, the guy is now spending so much of time with me, and he's not basically at home anymore. Oh, because she initially said that she didn't want him there, and then when I started going there, the guy started coming to my house. Now she has a problem with that. I get, guys, fine. She has a plot up her sleeve. So Gaige was basically not on good terms with baby mama wake, and I think those are one of the things that made us click and that made us, you know, share a bond is because we had both been going through the same things with our relationship. The only difference was he wasn't married and I was married. So okay guys, he was on some rocky terms with umarengani yake, and his sister now decides that she wants to stir up the heat, you know, sifuna manje ukufaka petrol emlilweni. So okay, she decides she's going to go and tell umawengane kamugai ukuthi there's this new girl from the hood that has basically snatched your man. So they both plot and decide ukuthi umawengane should come down so they could basically I don't know, I really honestly don't know what that woman had planned, but that was the plan, ukuthi umawengane uzowehla so she can try and take her man away from me. So this one day Ugai was at home as usual, and his sister calls him, and then she needed to borrow his laptop because hers wasn't working. So we then decided, okay, we're both going to take a walk and go and give her a laptop. When we get there, child, we both sit down in the lounge as usual, greet everybody, hi, how's everyone? And then from the room right opposite me, in walks the baby mama. Nanpe Mawengane, literally carrying Ingane and walking in towards us to her man. Hi, ngivele nje nami ngingabe ngisazi, yazi ngivele ngabe ngisazi ukuthi ngiyalingwa yini ukwenzakalani. So then she speaks to her man, and the first thing she asks her man is, why aren't you answering my calls when I call you? Why haven't you been picking up my calls? And then Omogai apendul ati, because I don't want to talk to you. And then she asks him, Ubanlo ohamba naye. Lapho ke mina, I'm busy on my phone. I just took out my phone and I was just busy with my phone. So then she turns around and then she asks me, ukuthi ngifunani la. And then I respond obviously, and I'm like, how Susie? Ngoba uyabona nje ukuthi ngifike nobani. Why ungabuzi lo muntu engihamba naye uhleli eceleni kwami ukuthi ngifunani la? Because uyena ongilethe lana. So then I think she gets annoyed by the fact that yamphendula, you know. So then she attempts to grab my phone. I lose it. Remember that bull I told you about in part 1? I'm a Taurus. For those of you guys that don't know, the star sign for Taurus is that bull with the horn. So if you guys know a little bit more about that bull, you guys know that. Child, I lost it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but the next thing I knew, I was on top of her, throwing punches. And now guys, just a disclaimer, that is not me. But you know, in some situations you are actually pushed to the limit. As much as I could have avoided fighting with her, it was inevitable because that's the reason why she was actually there, you know, so that a fight could occur. So we fought. I don't remember how many punches I threw at her, but I did hit her pretty bad, because my knuckles were swollen, they were bruised, they had cuts. I couldn't move, nothing. My knuckles They were swollen, they were bruised, they were scattered, they were bashed, they were everything, child. Like, the way it was so bad, that fight was so terrible, the whole house turned upside down. But again, I guess they enjoyed the show because while we were fighting, they were laughing. Like, the very same people that were supposed to be separating us were laughing. Hi guys, yes. Anyway, guys, so they break up the fight. The guy decides he's picking me. He tells his baby mama ukuthi akasamfuni, and he wants a DNA test because he's not sure if the child is theirs. Their parents even knew about it. It was just, guys, drama. So the guy, he grabs my hand, and the last thing he says to his sister is, until I know whether this baby is mine or not, when uzoyikhulisa njengokumlanda kwakho la wena ozobona ngale ngane. And then the guy grabs me and then he leaves. Guys, the drama, it was just a big mess. Anyway, so time goes by, we carry on dating with the guy, and bear in mind that fight, it was so hectic, guys, because like at work, I was working at a private clinic at that time, and you must know, Uti, I had patients that I was dealing with, so they would see my hands. I had to give patients medication, I had to give them treatment, I had to see to them, I had to attend to them. So I was basically constantly using my hands, and it was torture trying to hide these scars because they were so visible. I was working at a private clinic in Namaqupa. I need bus. Hi guys, so fast forward, so we ended up really taking things to the next step with the guy. Things became really serious between us, and then we decided to move in together. So we found a place, and we moved in together, and things were just going pretty well, you know, between us. And then something very tragic happened to him. He lost his mom because his mom had been ill for quite some time, so she didn't make it. Shame. He lost his mom, and that was a really tragic moment in his life. I think excuse me, that is the point in his life where he reached his breaking point, and he really broke. And to be honest, if I wasn't there to support him and you know, to just give him love and see to him, I don't think he would have made it. Hey, so he lost his mother, and I did help him a lot through that. And now there was an issue of the fact that because his mother passed away, now there was an inheritance that was due to them, and then the whole drama started again. So now it was an issue of the fact that I'm not good enough for him, saying that I'm not good enough for him because mina ngifuna ukudla imali yakhe, uzoba nefa phela yena, so mina ngifuna ukudla amafa. Guys, when I'm telling you, Guti, I went through a lot in a relationship. I went through a lot, like in such a space of such a short time. So okay, this one day I was at work as usual, and then I receive a call, and then I pick up, and then I'm like, hello, and then you will never guess who it was on the other end. It was his father. I don't even know how his father got my number. I am assuming it is his older sister because she had my number. But his father called me, and his father actually told me to stay away from his son because I am a gold digger and I am no good for his son, and I am just here to use his son for his inheritance that he's going to get. In those exact words, I was literally at work and I had to take a call because I was with a patient, and his father unravels on me and tells me that I'm not good enough for his son and that he will never accept me as a wife. So then again, with all due respect, I'm not gonna lie, that call, it really annoyed me. It really ticked me off. But I was just calm and respectful because he was a father after all, and he is a parent, and don't die, you know. But I did tell him that if you say that I'm here to use your son for his money, I'm taking care of myself. I'm even taking care of your son. I wash, I cook, I clean for him. I make sure that he's seen to. I make sure that I know ulala udleni. So I'm not sure I'm understanding what you saying, or what do you mean mangabe uthi I'm here to use his money, because yes it is, I have my own. So that call didn't end well. It didn't end well at all, and I was fuming. I got home immediately and I told my mother about what happened, and my mother decided to call his father now and give him a piece of her mind. It was a huge saga, guys. So our parents fought, and right after that call, I think the father now called the sister and told the sister, Uti, my mom is calling to attack him. So then she brings her siblings now to come home to trash the windows at home because my mom was basically harassing their father. So they come in, they break the windows at home, they throw stones at home. It was a huge fight. My mom had to go and get a protection order. We had to have a protection order delivered to them by the cops. Guys, it was just a huge mess. And I think after everything that was happening, that was transpiring, he broke, guys. You know, Umo guy broke, and Umo guy, I think it was getting too much. It was just getting a lot because this guy Mara was born with epilepsy, so he had epilepsy all his life. And I think when the problems between me and his family got too much, that's when the epilepsy just spiked up, you know. And mangabe isimbamba, I would have to be there tending to him and attending to him and making sure that he's fine. And this is the first time I'm actually living with someone on epilepsy. It's the first time I'm actually even dating umuntu on epilepsy. So I wouldn't know what to do and how to manage, but I pulled through. So then we both decided with the guy, we just want to go away, we want to move away from everything. And he decides, when his inheritance pulls through, we're just gonna elope. We're going to elope together, so babili, and nobody's gonna know where we are. Somewhere where nobody knows us and there's no problems, because we're tired of all the problems. You know, both of our families are now fighting with each other because they don't want us to be together. You know, my family is vouching for us and his family is like, no. So yeah, guys, we decided it's okay, if ingenale mali, we're going to go. So the next nearest place for us to go to was Durban. So we decided, okay, we're going to go to Durban. Nangempela, a couple of months pull up, and his inheritance comes through. So that day his inheritance came through, he actually came out early from work, and the first thing he said, he was like, you better pack your ass up because we are leaving, we are going to Durban, you know. And I was like, with what? And he's like, dude, the money came through. We didn't even pack, honestly. We just took a bag and put in some toiletries, and we left. We packed up and we left, child. So we get to Durban, we don't even have a place to sleep, so we go and check in at the Hilton while we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do, because we're both still in shock, you know. Everything just happened so fast. So we go and book into Hilton, and we stay there for a couple of days. I think it was for a week. Yeah, but then it was just so peaceful. It was exactly what we wanted. It was just peaceful. There was a breath of fresh air, you know. The sea was just there, the vibes were there. We were just both happy, honestly, to be away from everything. So we settled down and we got a place. We paid for our flat, we bought some furniture, and we moved in together. So then he decides he wants to propose to me, because we've just been through so much, and there was a time in our relationship where the pandemic hit and he lost his job, but I was there, you know, taking care of stuff. So he was like, I want to marry you, child. So he goes and he buys this gorgeous diamond ring from American Swiss. I will insert the picture up somewhere here. So then obviously I say yes. So then we end up getting engaged, and now the process was to start. So we have to start the traditional process, obviously, for the engagement, which we didn't even know how we were going to do, because our families were just doing the most. We do settle down, and then he gives me some money to start up my own business. And I think that's where the downfall just started. My business was doing really, really well. And then he just started becoming jealous, you know. He started becoming very controlling. Now I had to ask him to do some stuff. Now our assets are being controlled. The money is being controlled. You know, it just wasn't... it wasn't nice, you know, and we were getting into a lot of arguments. I really don't know what happened, but it's the fact that the business started doing good for me. We just weren't on good terms anymore. I remember this one time we got into an argument. It was so bad that he actually called the cops on me. He called the cops on me. And we had just gotten into a little altercation because we were basically sasbanga SIM card. I just wanted my SIM card because he had bought me a Huawei P40 Lite. So every time we would get into arguments, he would want everything that he bought for me back. And to be honest, that just killed the vibes for me. Like uzofika ungithengele iphedi, and then mase sisixabana usuyalifuna uzogqoka yini, like uzolenzani. So I remember this one time he basically called the cops on me, and there were 8 cops that literally came. And when they got there, they were so shocked because a man was basically telling them, and you guys know South African cops, when a man is telling them that he's getting beaten up by the woman, They don't care. They didn't even care. They just saw this huge rock on my finger, and they were like, you guys need to sort izinto zenu out. We love what we see here. It seems as if you guys are doing really well. You guys are young, and look at your place. Look at everything around you. You guys are really doing successful. So you guys just need to sit down and just work things out, you know. And I think that was the final straw for me, because I tried. I was like, okay, let's give it a try one more time. Sazama, guys, and honestly, it didn't work out. He did it the second time. Like the second time, he called the cops again, and surprisingly, the second time, they just actually came for him. They were actually annoyed at the fact that he is a man and akakwazi ukudila nenkinga zasemzini wakhe, you know. He has to call the cops, being hit by a woman, you know. And it was just never that, you know. It would be always us getting into altercations, arguing over something, you know, being him pulling something, me pulling it back, and then he would say that I'm abusing him. So some of the things that he would do, I wouldn't understand, honestly. But that was the last straw, and I left, you know. I left the day I decided to leave. He had actually gone out to work, and I woke up in the morning. I packed my bags. I left what I could leave, took what I could take, and I left, you know. And when he got back home from work, he called because he saw Wutsi who empty ending, and he asked Wutsi, where am I? And at that time I told him, Wutsi, I'm not coming back. Luckily, I did have a friend that I had met at a previous time. She was staying in Durban. She had a flat that she was staying in Durban, and I basically asked her if I could come and stay with her because I was having problems with my relationship. It so happened that she was also looking for a roommate because her roommate apparently ditched her and she had no one. So she was like, girl, come, you know, no problem. So I packed my bags and I left, and I went to live with my friend. So he calls me when he gets back from work and he's like, where are you? But like, who will actually stay? So I told him, Uti, I'm gone and I'm not coming back. And then he asks about Ifon. The nerve after everything that I did for him. He asks about his lousy Huawei P40 Lite. So then I tell him that I get as I told Ifon because it's payment for all the sacrifices that I've made. And he told me to have a nice life and go and fuck myself. Those were his words. So I said, I will definitely be doing that tonight, and I'm definitely going to have fun at it. So I hang up, and that was the last time I spoke to him. We took a walk with my friend that day, I remember. But that is a story for another video. Please make sure that you do stay tuned because I will be doing another video, a separate video on its own of how I actually got mugged in the middle of Durban. Got put on my phone, but luckily they got back to me, you know. So stay tuned because I will be doing a story time about that. But right after I spoke to him, I got mugged. By the grace of God, I was able to get my phones back, and yeah, everything was like sorted out after that. He was out of my life. He was gone for good. And to be honest, I started picking myself up from there. Started looking for more jobs. Started getting employed. I just rose up from that relationship, honestly. I got myself my own flat the following month. because we were sharing with my friend, and that following month things were looking up for me because I was working now. Girl was being independent. I got myself my own flat, got my own furniture, and I decided to live on my own. And to be honest, I stayed single for about a year and a half after that relationship, because I've been through so much. I've been through such a shitty marriage, now to go through such a shitty relationship. So we broke off the engagement and I moved on with my life, and here I am now. And to be honest, I think that is the best decision that I have done for myself. I'm way more happier now, and I think that it took me a while to actually trust a guy again because of what I went through. But however, I have healed and I've moved on. That was one relationship that, had so much of drama. Drama engaka. Hey, angikaze ngiwubone mina umndeni one-drama engaka. But anyway, so guys, that actually brings it to the end of my story. I hope that you guys enjoyed the story time. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you are always updated whenever I post a new video. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please stay tuned because I will be dropping a part 3 very soon. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a motivation, so please stay tuned for that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.